wasn't really impressed with it, so I don't know what else he can do. And there's a lot of characters that I haven't seen like even remotely anything they can do, so they just kind of like, they're on the same page.
This
for
man
me.
looked at Shizuku and was like, "She's stronger than him. How dare you, bro?"
I really like.
Shizuku got glasses on. She look like the girl from Scooby Doo, bro.
Oh no, she's strong as hell. I think
She's like
her ability is so cool. I like.
Like she can suck anything up.
Whoa, bro. Let's pump the brakes.
You have a dirty mind.
Not what I was talking about, bro.
Oh, I have a dirty mind.
It's the tongue that comes out of it though.
He has a dirty mind.
It's well animated. It's well animated.
What's good, y'all? We're back. Episode 6. This is definitely episode 6. Don't worry about that. But we're here gonna review Hunter x Hunter episodes 39 through 50. So it's been a little while, so I'm kind of gonna be their senpai today. And but I want to say something first. Is that we all took a Nen test, right, to see what our Nen group would be, right? So I'm gonna start with mine. I was a transmuter, so I'm kind of like Killua or Hisoka in that aspect, if you're gonna compare me to a character through my ability. But I think a transmuter is probably the best ability to have.
What was their personality traits?
They're fickle and whimsical.
Whimsical.
Yeah, that's what it says.
He likes to gallop through mysterious spaces.
Yeah, I'm all about that adventure, baby.
And deceiving too.
Yeah, deceitful.
Deceitful. That's a strange one.
Yep. You get Dustin. Let's talk about it.
I got manipulator. I'm a manipulator. I can't. So far I think I've only seen one character as manipulator, but not a strong manipulator because he just got confirmed, and that was. I can't remember the child's name that they were training with when they were first learning.
Oh, Zushi?
Zushi, yeah, he is a manipulator. I remember that. I do remember that the traits with manipulator is that I'm logical. I'm logical and I straight to the point. To use objects around me to throw my aura around it and control things using my aura.
So if you could like, what would your ability be if you could make something up right now? Like if you could manipulate it.
If I could manipulate it?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think using like an anchor would be really cool.
Why an anchor though?
Because I feel like it's got a lot of uses. It's got pointy bits. You can grab stuff with it. You can weigh people down. You can like put a chain attached to it, and you can do a lot with an anchor.
So like, what would your special ability be?
My special ability?
Like you know how every anime character names their attack?
It would be called weighing judgment.
That's a good one.
All right.
What? Weighing judgment.
Weighing judgment. And you just get wrapped around the chain and you're held there.
That's very similar to Kurapika.
That is very similar to Kurapika.
It is, but to be fair, mine doesn't have a condition associated with it, so that's the difference.
I mean, it wouldn't be as strong though.
It's true. It would be based on my own strength. I would have to think about like if I want to use like any like conditional strengths or whatever, because I'm not really sure what I would need to be in like the conditioning. You know?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Tommy, what was your?
I got Conjurer.
Well, how do you feel about that though?
I don't know. I feel like it's hard to think of a cool Conjurer ability. I feel like that's the short end of the stick. Kurapika, I feel like, got Conjurer, and then he got the cop out of it because he was a specialist. So they're like, dude, you can actually have everything, kid.
No, dude, you could have like a super strong like ability with a condition and rule set on it. You could be like, when I conjure this sword, it must draw blood, and that would make it stronger.
Well, that's a fact.
Yeah, but I would have to put a restriction. So what if it doesn't draw blood? I would have to pay something.
You lose your right arm.
What?
Oh wait, no, you're left-handed. You lose your left arm.
Well, I'll have a strong ability to say the least.
You could game the system just, you know, every time like, oh, I don't think I'm actually gonna be able to do this. You just cut yourself a little. You drew blood, technically.
I drew my own. Yo, you'd be even stronger if you drew your own blood.
That's true.
Crazy.
Self-sacrificing Ronin.
So do you remember the traits of a manipulator?
Oh, the manipulator, they were logical.
That's what you remember?
It just said they were like logical and
I'm gonna look them up.
yeah, I can't remember what they said in the show specifically, but on the little test we took, they said they were very, very logical, calm, and yeah.
That was pretty much Tommy's thing. Conjurers they were high strung and serious, but they also like evaluate things like calmly.
Yeah, it didn't say that for me though. I know it didn't say that, but we would have to look a little more in depth on
Okay,
that
so
one.
it says Sokas are a personality.
Oh, yeah, Hisoka's a
Transmuters?
manipulator, isn't he?
Transmuters
both.
are like Chris, are whimsical, prone to deceit, and fickle. So you're not deceitful.
Oh, I'm prone to being
You're
deceived.
prone to deceit.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
And then what did you say you were?
Dustin's a
Dustin, you were
manipulator.
I'm a manipulator.
Manipulators are argumentative and logical. They advance at their own pace and tend to want to keep their families and loved ones safe.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
On
Yeah,
the other
that's pretty
hand, when
close.
it comes to pursuing their own goals, they do not listen to what others try to say about it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That sounds about
Ooh, me? Argumentative?
And then
Are you arguing that you're not argumentative, bro?
And then it says conjurers are typically high-strung or overly serious, stoic, and nervous. They are often on guard and cautious.
Bro,
that seems like
you're
you, bro?
Stoic.
You're stoic. That's pretty good. I would like to be called stoic. I think that'd be a pretty good trait to have. You're that cool guy.
Chris is just glad he's prone to deceit and not deceitful.
Facts.
He's like, this makes so much more sense now.
I thought I was unloyal, bro.
No, you just might be
They're just
unloyal.
coincidences. This is like looking up your astrology stuff.
Yeah, I know.
It's like girls want to know your sign. It's like, really, let me know your Nen type.
Facts.
Yo. So we gotta put that in bios now. Like, my Nen type is manipulative.
Oh, man.
Manipulator.
I'm a blood type O, manipulator. Scorpio.
I actually am blood type 0 though. Oh, not 0. O.
Stain would have nothing on this man.
Stain.
He's blood type O.
Alright, so let's get into these episodes. I'll take you under my wing, little guy. So, dude helps out Kurapika, teaches him Nen. He does the water thing where he puts his hands around the cup.
Oh, water divination.
Yeah, and he finds out that he's a conjurer. So he starts, what's your ability? You're gonna learn it, blah blah blah. So it's Kurapika's training arc, essentially.
Yeah.
That episode.
Kurapika had like this sense around him. He was like, I'm not gonna accept anything but the best that I can possibly do. Like, every possibility, like pretty much everything, like, he was shooting out to him. He was like, no, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. Impossible. What he can do. And Kurapika just wasn't having it because there's gotta be more.
Right.
So,
What do you think his master was? Like his
A manipulator. Clearly. No, you can't do it that way. You have to do it this way.
That, honestly.
Yo, that actually makes sense.
That does,
Yeah.
that
But
actually
what
does
could he
make
manipulate?
sense.
Because he shot a bullet at Kurapika, basically.
I think, I don't know. I feel like that's just a basic technique. Like,
Or is that like
enhanced it.
No, is that like that Hisoka moment where he turned dude to a butterfly? Like,
Oh,
that's
my
something like
God.
that.
I think you can add like strength to objects without necessarily being that
Do you
category.
think he had like a rock or something and it was like flicked it?
Yeah. Pretty much. That's exactly what I think it was. You think
Yeah.
he just like flicked a rock at him?
Yeah, that would make
Because he
sense.
definitely wasn't trying to kill him.
Yeah, because
I
also
don't think it was his ability.
multiple people have done that in the show where they take like a small rock and fling it at high speed.
And
so-
also, if it was a Hatsu attack and it was aura, would Kurapika have been able to? Oh wait, maybe it was his attack because he wasn't able. Because he did mention he was like, "Oh, you weren't able to see it, but you could sense it."
Right.
So maybe it was an aura attack because if it was aura, Kurapika wouldn't have been able to see it if he couldn't use Nen.
that's true.
Kurapika is obviously on guard from that point when he shoots the men or whatever, because he couldn't see it, but he was obviously on guard at that point. So then he's like, once he takes his license, Kurapika, he's like, all right, now we gotta fight because I need my license back. What Gon and Killua are doing at this point is trying to find a way to get to the Greed Island thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they hit up Killua's. Is he older? He's older, right?
Yeah, his older brother.
Yeah, Miluki. Hey, bro.
That fat ass.
Help me, bro.
The neat living in mom's basement. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think his ability is?
Unlimited stomach capacity.
Wow.
It's definitely unlimited stomach capacity for sure. This man can gobble anything. Remember Gluttony from Full Metal Alchemist?
Yeah.
Yeah, him.
Oh.
I wonder
But
if
he could devour like entire.
I didn't say he was as cool as Gluttony.
Oh,
I just said
okay.
he's like Gluttony.
Okay.
Milukia's power ever gets revealed.
Yeah, fact. Why it's fun to be like, what would you think it would be?
Yeah, but
I really can't see it being anything cool.
He's got to be a.
I can't see it being anything other than something for technology, because that's what he has like strong connections towards.
What is Shalnark?
A manipulator.
I would think Maluki's a manipulator.
That would make sense. Because he even said in one of the episodes in our past podcast, we were talking about he was gonna make a mosquito that could suck someone's blood, and when it sucked the target's blood, it would detonate. He was like,
yeah, he did.
so
say
he
that.
might be able to manipulate stuff unless he's just super smart with making creations.
Yeah, he makes like tools and traps.
Mm-hmm.
But right, if he's good with like making things, he could make them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Sure.
I think that you have a point. I think he would be a manipulator.
Or he just doesn't even know Nen at all, and he's just making like James Bond tools.
Well, he definitely doesn't do his job, because I remember when he wanted the game so bad and he needed money, he was like, "Hey, Dad, I'll kill 15 people if you help me get this game." And then when he gets on the airship, he's like, "Must have been like 15 years since I've been outside, or 5 years since I've last been outside." So like he hasn't been going on any missions at all.
No, this man has just been sitting in his mom's basement, just doing.
Eating milk and cookies on the internet. He's
God.
on World of Warcraft, chilling, bro. Chill. Let
Yeah.
him be. Let him be.
Yeah, he's not exactly like the paragon of a good person.
He's just. I feel like everybody has bad traits, no matter how you look at it. So
I
he
don't
could be
know.
good in some ways and bad in others.
He spent hours torturing Killua. What do you mean?
Bro, they're weird though. You know that his mom cried
Of tears of joy, yeah. Yeah, that's true. They are just weird. Still doesn't. Okay. Well, anyways.
So then after that we meet Kurapika gets his he goes back to that place where he couldn't see her Nen thing.
Yeah.
It's his contract, and for the first time we meet he's contracted to the Nostra family. Neon, how would you say it?
I don't know. It looks like some like Italian family name.
Neon.
Neon.
I think it's Neon. I think so. I actually really dig that. I like how they have like, I like how they're like the Hunter universe doubles down on the we don't really care who you are or what you do with your Hunter license. It doesn't really matter if that means you want to be the bodyguard of this illegal crime syndicate. Go ahead. Go, no problem at all. And even if you use your Hunter license resources to help obtain information to help the family, it doesn't matter.
So this all comes into part because all these. So Gon finds out that Greed Island's gonna be sold at the auction. Kurapika is guarding these people at the auction, and he receives intel that the Phantom Troupe is there, and we see the Phantom Troupe gather. So it's looking like things could pop off.
Of all of the Phantom Troop members you've seen, what was your impressions when you saw them, and who do you think, like, when you were looking at them, was like that dude or chick was like gonna be the strong one?
So, I think I'm gonna start from the weakest. I think the one like really edgy looking like assassin dude that like keeps his face like half covered with like his cloak.
Phaeton? You
Yeah,
think Phaeton's the weakest?
Yeah, just entirely based on how he looks. I feel like the most edgy characters like
You're going by looks, and Kurapika exists.
That's
It's
true.
literally a mop head midget like character. But I go ahead. I'm not like shit on your take. I'm
you're good.
genuinely curious.
I guess
why.
it's more so the reason why I think he's the weakest right now. I guess actually him, and I just because I've seen his ability, but not like to a full force. So right now, I think he's the weakest. Because all I've seen this man do is behead another guy, and it's like the same power that Killua had before he even knew what Nen was. I wasn't really impressed with it, so I don't know what else he can do. And there's a lot of characters that I haven't seen like even remotely anything they can do. So they just kind of like, they're on the same page.
This
for
man
me.
looked at Shizuku and was like, "She's stronger than him. How dare you, bro?"
I really like.
Shizuku got glasses on. She look like the girl from Scooby Doo, bro.
Oh no, she's strong as hell. I think
She's
her.
like
I think
Velma.
her ability is so cool. I like.
Like she can suck anything up.
Whoa, bro. Let's pump the brakes.
You have a dirty mind.
Oh, that's not what I was talking about, bro.
Oh, I have a dirty mind.
So
I don't know. I kind of like the tongue that comes out of it though.
All right, he has a dirty mind.
It's well animated. It's well animated.
Getting a little weird.
Once per episode, man. It's like
So to get money to buy the game,
Yeah, what was the starting bid? It was like
Gon
6 billion.
Leorio convinces Gon and Killua to arm wrestle people for this diamond that's probably fake. But he's like $10,000 to start.
no, that was real.
Oh, it was a real diamond. The diamond was like millions of dollars.
6
Yeah.
million, I think, or 3
And
million.
he's like 10,000 to arm wrestle this kid to win it. So Gon's just slapping people, but he's conning them. Then Shizuku comes up.
Oh
and
yeah,
he's like, oh snap. He still wins.
barely though, but barely.
And
Yeah.
it was her non-dominant arm.
Right,
Yeah.
so after the fact,
Yep.
they're like, why didn't you use your left hand?
But he's already done hundreds of matches by this point.
Also
Mhm.
true, but Gon didn't look like he was like fatigued at all though.
Yeah.
Oh, but just to bring it back just a little bit, we also finally got a confirmation about our predictions from the last episode about if Leorio knew Nen when they all met up, and the answer was kinda. He kinda knows Nen. He doesn't know he knows how to do 10, but he doesn't know how to like conceal himself or use Ren.
Wasn't that your prediction though?
My prediction was I wouldn't be surprised if this man walked up and just had no idea at all what it was. So he exceeded my expectations, but not by very much.
No, he just knew the basic principle.
Barely,
One
barely.
of the basic
Yeah,
principles.
exactly.
And he's like, "Wait, you mean there's more?"
Exactly.
Love how he like played it off though. He's like, I know what Nen is. What do you mean?
Yeah, pretty natural of Leorio. Maybe he's a manipulator. He is argumentative.
hmm
Super argumentative. Maybe
I
that's why I relate to him so much.
I really like that scene though that you mentioned when they're arm wrestling with Shizuku because when they walk away, she's like, "Man, I really wanted that diamond," and then Phaeton and I think it was Franklin with him, and he is like, "You don't need to win it that way anyway. We're thieves. When you want something, we take it." And I thought that was pretty sick because that's really how the Phantom Troupe is. They don't really use money at all. They just really take what they want, and then who cares? Whoever's in the way is just dispatched. Like no thought about it.
Yeah. I also feel like most of them don't even really care about the like getting the treasure or anything. I feel like they like the thrill of it more.
Yeah.
I feel like every member has their own.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Much like the hunter exam. Like everybody had their own thing.
Yeah.
Phantom Troupe was just a bunch of hunters, boy.
I was really digging because this is your favorite arc, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see why the setup on this and like the hype build up of a lot of these fights and of like the lore building that goes on, like when they were talking about like all the dons around the world that will come together on Forge specifically, like this week of like auctioning and whatnot. I thought it's such a neat thing. It's not, I wouldn't say it's like groundbreaking, but I like how detailed it is. Is it makes sense, like, oh, so that's why this elite thief group that's like notorious would obviously come here. It's because they have literally every single mafia family existing in one spot. It makes sense.
And that stays true to like what you said in the beginning, right? When we first started watching this, I think it was the first episode of the podcast. You said one of the things you liked so far was that it had a lot of world building.
Yeah, I am a complete sucker for like lore building. I want to get sucked in. I want to know all this stupid stuff. I want to know why that character in the background has a cross specifically worn in a certain fashion. I want to know why people are dressed the way they are. All that sort of stuff. I love that stuff. I like when there's reason behind things.
What about the scenery changes? Like, this is where for me everything changes when it gets to this because it's lighthearted, kind of like adventuristic style of art in the Hunter exam, and then it's like all like good-hearted, like the beginning of Harry Potter, and then as soon as you get to Yorknew City, it's dark.
Yeah,
like,
we go
there's no light.
We go immediately to Sopranos.
Yeah, it just picks up like from 0 to 100 real quick.
Yeah,
like,
the auction happens kind of like that,
Mhm.
and like it kind of turns when Melody tells Kurapika about that devil, the dark devil song or whatever it was, where her and her friend died, and that's why she looks all crazy.
oh yeah.
I completely forgot about that. I totally forgot about it. Dude, my favorite interaction between it's Melody, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Melody and Kurapika was Melody corrected him and goes, she, and Kurapika goes, she? And Melody goes, you're a him? I like that little meta joke in that one.
I still am not sold.
I'm still not either.
Yeah.
Kurapika's just like doing some Mulan shit to us right now.
That's what I'm saying. And the creator's in on it. That's my biggest prediction of a plot twist.
Moving on, the auction going as planned, basically. And then two familiar characters walk out to be like, the auction has started. And you're like, wait a sec. Two Phantom Troupe members, Franklin and Feitan.
Oh, yeah.
When you see Franklin's ability for the first time, how did you feel about that?
Franklin's ability. Oh, that was the
When his fingers opened and he
yes,
started
yes.
shooting.
I actually don't even remember him saying his name, but they probably did.
Like some kind of gun.
I mean,
machine
come
gun.
Oh yeah,
on.
no, I remember his ability very well because it reminded me of Naruto. It reminded me of one of the six paths. But I thought it was pretty awesome. It was very reminiscent of like a few like old movies. I can't remember it, but I'm pretty sure there was like an old mafia movie where like a similar thing happened, but I think it was like for a movie or like a theater play or something like that. And the mobster came out and then goes, "Hello, welcome for everyone coming. Now you're all gonna die." And then just took his Tommy gun and lit up the entire audience, and it was a tire massacre. Almost kind of like Valentine's Day, like he did the same thing in the sidewalk. So I think it was pretty cool. It was very cinematic, literally. Really enjoyed it. And also, what's
The
even
one dude tried to block it with his little his Nen puppets. the air
oh yeah,
balloons.
his ability is
Yeah.
50-50.
He tried to block it, but he didn't realize they were Nen bullets. He thought they were real bullets.
Yeah, that makes me wonder. So normal bullets wouldn't hurt his balloons then.
Nah, they would have stopped it because it's Nen.
That's kind of broken then, actually. As long as he doesn't go against another Nen user, that's like the impenetrable defense right there. That's pretty cool.
Earlier we were talking about the 10 Dons and the world building and stuff. And one thing that I like about Nen is, well, like we already kind of knew because of how hard it was for Killua and Gon to find out about it. Like the normal people of this universe don't really seem to have a grasp on it at all. Not even the top people, because the frickin' Dons, the 10 Dons that apparently run the normal world and are the leaders of the crime syndicates, they thought that the top members of their nations were the Shadow Beasts.
Yeah.
They thought those were the strongest Nen users in the world, or in their entire counties.
To be fair, you gotta give them a little bit of credit. Like, they were going against a notorious and extremely powerful force. I'm sure if they went against
but
normal Nen users, I feel
even
like the
just
Shadow Beasts
looking
would've
at
been
the
fine.
abilities that we got to see, and then from what you don't know yet because you haven't seen many abilities, but
Yeah.
their abilities aren't that powerful. There's no way that these guys could possibly think these are the guys that are the strongest, unless they meant like that are willing to work for a mafia boss.
Yeah, so
But like even then, there's still evil guys that are way stronger than that.
I just feel like they're mad cocky because they have so much money.
yeah, that's got to be it. And I
But,
also
like, we
think
can pay
it
for
was
these-
ignorance.
Maybe
as
they
well.
did like that typical thing, like since they made it to the high, like since they made it to like to the top level, they're like, we don't gotta train anymore. We don't have to do anything more. We already are at top.
Well,
So
no, they
maybe-
probably never trained. They're like flexes money and like I guess
I think.
manpower.
Did you mean the Shadow Beasts?
Yeah, the Shadow Beast.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Nah,
that's
all
maybe
their
they
stuff-
could have been more powerful.
I feel like all their stuff is like kind of primal, like their abilities. Like
That is true.
the
Yeah.
Porcupine dude can just
Yeah. So how did the Earthworm guy come about? Did he just?
probably weren't like.
Yeah. Was he like born that
like,
way?
he was an experiment in a lab.
Maybe he's a creature.
Yeah,
There's
I
tons
guess
of
he could
mystical
be.
beasts.
That is
So,
true.
When they popped up though, the Shadow Beast popped up.
I was pretty hyped
and
for him. I was
and you
expecting
saw
a
that
lot from
only
him.
Uvo was like bet, like when all the things popped off, and only Uvo was like bet, and everybody else is like playing cards. Like, what's
Yeah.
about to happen?
Dude, they were getting annoyed because of the battle. They're like the cards were getting messed up and whatnot.
I love when the freaking Dons just walk out, then they think they're gonna just smash him, and he's like, He walks up. He's like, "Get back! This thing can take out a tank!" And he has a huge ass bazooka. And he's like, "You compare me to a tank?" It's like, and then he shoots him with the fucking bazooka, and he's like, "Hey, that actually hurt a little bit."
I would like to specify that it's even funnier because it wasn't just a bazooka. He specifically said a super bazooka.
He just
This is
ate
a
it.
super bazooka.
And then he just freaking and turns his entire head around.
Oh,
That was the first guy with the
crushed it.
gun, but
Yeah.
the first guy with the gun, as soon as he slaps him and his head turns around like that, that was the turning point,
Oh,
literally,
my
of the show.
gosh. Oh
It
my
got so
gosh.
much darker from that point on.
I actually gasped. I was like,
Like, you didn't expect it.
yeah, the noise and like the watch, because I was expecting like if they were gonna do that, I was expecting like a typical like he slaps him and then it's like a cutaway and you don't actually see it, but they
Nah, his whole head
kept
spun.
it. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I really dig that a lot. I also like Uvu's character.
Uvu.
Uvu's character a lot. He exactly reminds me of like a berserker from any MMORPG. And I like that a lot. I do not want to call him stereotypical because I enjoy it. I like that primalness. This man is just an unstoppable fortress of punches. Wait, dude, he got paralyzed from the neck down, and he was like, "You can't hurt us anymore." And then he bites a chunk of that dude's head off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of the leech guy. Yeah, he bit off half of his head.
Well, first the worm tried to get him, and he was like, "Oh, you think you can get me?"
Oh, yeah,
channeled
he
his
did-
inner Vegeta and was like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
he brought
and
up
he
his
shatters
back.
his arm.
Dude, that was so cool. He just brings up his fist and you see all that red Nen aura just concentrating.
blows up the entire ground.
Wham!
Like a crater.
I think it was called like it was like
Big Bang Impact.
Big Bang Impact. Big Bang Blast. Oh my god.
His inner Vegeta, boy.
You really did. You really did.
And then Mashki's on the sidelines like, huh, whatever. It's really just an overhand right with a little bit of Nen.
Oh
It
yeah.
is like kind of true.
I mean, yeah, he's not
He's
wrong.
an enhancer, though.
Yeah, and enhancers are simplistic in their attacks.
And he's one bound by like a good fight and honor, essentially.
Honor.
Yeah, I wouldn't really call it. Well, at least like honor of the.
He's
of the
definitely
fight.
a warrior. Like,
Yeah, warrior.
his warrior spirit.
Well, I guess what it means in like in the honor, like well, that's getting a little too far ahead, I guess.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say like when he eventually got kidnapped and then him and Kurapika got separated, it was his warrior's honor. Because nope,
I have to go back. Yeah,
I have to go back. I have to beat him. I have to kill him. Even if it's like he steals stuff and all that, he still has the warrior's honor. He might not have like traditional moral honor, but he has a warrior's honor.
Yeah,
What
I
you
get
mean.
what you're saying now.
Yeah.
And then also when he did meet up with him, Kurapika was waiting in the lobby because they both have that.
Yeah,
And he's
Yep.
like, I actually kind of respect that.
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
still gonna kill you.
So like when they went to the, so like when they
you
went,
thought they were gonna become bros.
yeah, when they went to their next like their next battle, did they just like did they take the same car? Did they carpool? Like, how did they do this?
Did Uva ride in the back with the shovel? Bites off Leech's head.
Oh my god.
Well, first he gets
After-
bit by Rabid Dog to open a cut on his neck.
Is that really his name?
The one that bites him is Rabid Dog.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause he's like a rabid dog.
Leech. And I kind of want to not totally retract because they're definitely not the strongest, but I wasn't trying to say that the Shadow Beasts are weak because the Phantom Troupe even says like they are actually able to harm Uvo's iron skin because that's like essentially another part of his ability because he
Yeah.
has such a strong will and believes that he's the strongest that his Nen it's so hard to even damage him.
And also possessed neurotoxin that actually did
Mm-hmm.
affect him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they said if his teeth had poison, because
Mhm.
he said it has like the paralysis thing. They said if
Yeah.
it had poison, he would have been dead. Like it's already game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think that Rabid Dog's Nen ability was that poison.
Well, it was like a paralysis thing.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
neurotoxin.
It might be harder to make your ability like a death.
Well, we
poison.
honestly have no idea.
And
what
plus,
their
it wouldn't
exact ability-
really be as practical because then what if you don't want to kill someone?
He could also like change it up because maybe like depending on his target, he can make his poison deadlier or make his teeth sharper. So maybe like using the trade-off because he has such a unbreakable skin, he made his teeth sharper so he could actually penetrate the skin and thus making his poison weaker.
Yeah,
That could be a possibility.
Well, he
that'd be
did
cool,
say like
too.
I could bite through anything. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he's just fluffing himself up.
Yeah,
As you should. That confidence probably goes a long way with Nen, man.
I mean,
Yeah.
it is all about your mental state.
But Phaeton said it. He was like they were able to damage Uvo with only skin and hair and teeth.
That
And
porcupine
honestly,
dude's
the
kinda cool.
porcupine dude was probably the strongest out of all of
He's
them.
pretty cool. I
That
actually
probably
dig his
took
abilities.
mad training to be able to control all the fibers on your body of hair.
Also, mad
Wait, hold
cojones
up
to
1 second,
stick.
yo. Yo, Typhlosion Explosion, thanks for the follow, bro.
Oh,
Typhlosion
thank you.
Explosion.
That's a fire name.
That is a kind of a sick
Typhlosion,
name.
Pokemon shit.
Yeah, facts.
So I think
Hey.
the porcupine guy, he definitely has like the biggest cojones of like all the shadow beasts. Cause he already saw everything that happened. He's like, you know what's gonna be a good idea?
Go straight at him.
I'm gonna go straight at him and stick to this man.
Yep.
He remind me of Krillin because he's like his character's like small and bald.
Oh yeah. And, oh my god, the way Porcupine died too. That was
I like how he was like, I can manipulate my hair. So when he punched him into his friend, he was like,
it's just
Chillin',
soft.
bro.
It was just
Pillow.
it's
I'm
like a
a
little
pillow,
cushion behind him.
Are we sure he's dead?
oh yeah, for sure.
I feel like he was. And people with their ears
Because he's-
covered.
But the
were-
fire part was
Because Uvo asks him, he holds him up and he's like, huh? You can't project sound bullets, can you? And he doesn't look like dead to me. And he's like, oh, what's wrong? Can't hear me? And then he throws him. So like, what if he's not dead?
I mean, I feel
You'd
like
be the only surviving shadow beast. What a Chad.
I feel
What
like
an absolute Chad.
they would.
Nah,
be
didn't
too.
Owl survive?
Huh?
Owl survived.
Owl?
Yeah, the Shadow Beast Owl.
Are you sure? Phaeton was like torturing the shit out of
They
him.
Yeah.
didn't kill him though.
What else would
Has
they have
any
done
of
with
his
him?
has any of his torturer guys made it out alive? I thought they always die after he gets his information.
Well, if he likes to torture them, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't kill them fast in one day.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
I guess
he
we don't
he is
really know.
sadistic. I
I
do
feel
want
like
to
he's
see
still
these torture
alive.
tactics.
I feel
They
like
keep.
he's the only one we didn't see die.
I
So-
want to see these torture tactics, man. They've been like pumping up this man's like, ooh, you don't want to be caught by him. You don't want him to torture you. I'm like really wondering like what could this guy do? I imagine it's gonna be something involving just slowly like shaving off or slicing people up. That's what it's got to be.
You're asking the real questions now, huh, Dustin?
Well, yeah, I'm just curious. Okay, I'm gonna take some notes.
Well, you called him the weakest, so maybe you'll get a first.
I know, Dustin
seat.
be switching sides so much, bro.
A
First
tor-
you're like,
a
he's
torturer,
the weakest, now you're like, he
Well,
likes
he's
to
going
torture
on
people.
looks alone,
A
and
tor-
must not
also-
have gotten a good look at Kurapika.
also, a torturer is not inherently strong either.
He called Phaeton the weakest. Yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
But
In
nah,
his
he said that off
defense-
he said
in
that
his
off
defense,
appearance.
he has not seen Hunter x Hunter before.
Oh, yeah.
He said that off
Yeah.
appearance alone when he
Yeah.
first saw it. This is his
Yeah.
first
And
time watching it.
we also looked at him crazy.
This is his first time watching it, and he said it off appearance alone when he first saw the Phantom Troupe.
Yeah, it's because the only power I've seen of him so far is the same shit that Achille was done. So
Just like looking at him, like
I know he looked like it's a little savage.
and Pakinoto literally
hear
just
the
has
things he
big
be
titties
saying?
and a gun.
My favorite part
no.
was when Gon and Killua got caught. Nobunaga's like to Killua, he's like, "Do you want to die now or later?"
oh yeah,
You think Killua was like, "Later, later,
Yeah.
bro, later."
I always wanted to know.
Yo,
how do you answer that?
I actually
question?
didn't fuck with that guy with that character at first when I first met him, but as like this was going on, I actually really fuck with that dude a lot. I
Which
think,
one?
It's Futon.
Hold up, we're getting too ahead of
no,
ourselves.
the Ronin type looking guy,
Oh, Nobunaga.
Nobunaga. Yeah, I really
Ronin.
like his character.
Yeah,
I think he has a really neat
but
aesthetic.
back to where we were at though.
We-
So
we also gotta catch up with Gon and Killua.
So after all that happens, he bites off Bleach's skull and spits it at Rabid Dog, and he tries to block it. It goes through his hands and then through his skull.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was crazy.
That was crazy. He just all the Shadow Beasts just get dispatched.
And that wasn't
easy.
that was not shot with Nen, and it went through his Nen hand.
Yeah.
So that must
yeah.
have been a very fast projectile. Like I'm actually surprised he even got his hand up.
Yeah, facts.
That's
He
pretty
reacted
impressive
really
alone.
fast.
Maybe he purposely slowed it down just so that he could have a chance. Just wanted to see himself die.
Just
Yeah.
troll.
So yeah, then he screams to kill the porcupine. Obviously, he's paralyzed and he's like, "Hey, my help!" And then you see some chains fly out of the sky.
Oh yeah.
You
Oh yeah.
see some chains flying out of the sky.
I really like that freaking Kurapika sees that's because he saw the spider tattoo, and he lost control, and he was like,
Oh my
I'm,
gosh.
and he just starts walking towards them. They're like, "Where are you going?" He's like, "To capture them." What do you mean? they're like, That's the Phantom Troupe. I know.
Dude, Kurapika's rage is so great that even when Melody used her song of like calmness and peace or whatever, I can't remember what the exact song was
Nah,
called.
it helped. It helped.
Yeah, it helped, but yeah, like Kurapika goes, "Thank you for the song. I've calmed down a lot." But I'm still gonna capture his ass.
Yeah, but he was gonna try to kill him right then and there, probably.
Yeah,
if he
he's gonna
didn't
just
do it.
mix all of
Yeah,
them on some
that's true.
Sasuke
Yeah.
attacking the 5 Kage summit type shit.
Yeah, don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on that.
So then they strap Uvo into the car somehow. Somehow they get this man in
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Somehow they get this big ass dude in this car. And my thing is, so the Phantom Troop followed in another car.
Yeah.
Like, do you think couldn't they be faster? Couldn't they use Nen or something? Like,
Whose ability would make them travel? They're still people.
well, no,
Yeah, there's still
never
people.
mind.
No, he
No, I'm
doesn't
not
have
gonna.
anything. No, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
can't, cause all right. So Dustin, close your ears right quick. So he could use autopilot, bro, and
He
fly.
wouldn't do that. That's like a trump card.
Yeah, true. He'd be.
That's like a
He'd be
trump
done.
card.
He'd be done. True. All right, you're good, Dustin. Good.
I thought you were gonna say something crazy. Like
Nah.
he could stick the remote
Nah.
into some fucking bird, which I guess he could.
Oh snap! Hold. He could do it in the cheek
Dustin's
monsters.
like, what remote? Never mind.
He could
You said sticking in a bird. I'm
He
like,
could do it to
what?
the cheek monsters, bro, and get
Making
a
some
ride.
rotisserie
The
chickens?
cheek
He could
monsters.
get- that's what Dustin would do if he was a manipulator.
If
He
you
would
were,
control the cheek monsters.
he is a manipulator.
That's
I am
what
a
Is that gonna be
manipulator.
your
I am a
ability?
manipulator.
You
That's
want
what
to
I'm
control
saying.
the cheek monsters?
Yo, hell yeah, dude, that would be sick. That would be sick. I would love that. Bro, stealth is out of the option though, unfortunately.
Yeah, with them things clapping, there's no
Yeah,
chance.
fucking thunder. You hear a thunder coming for you, bro.
Pause, bro.
Oh my
So-
gosh.
Moving forward, they start running. And then we see Owl. He throws his cloth, and all you hear
Hands
is
down, probably the coolest Nen ability I've seen so far.
all
I
you hear though
love his
is
ability.
Nobunaga like you see his eyes. Because he gets stuck in the car. He's the
Oh,
only
yeah.
one.
Hey, let me out! He's like,
I'm not joking around, guys.
And I like how after they get him back, they're like, but wait, there's not gonna be any room. Let's leave Nobunaga how he is.
Oh, I know.
He's
He
like,
just-
what?
Dude, he was just having a hissy fit in the street. He was like, damn you guys. Damn you. It's like fucking Darth Vader. No. I love that shit. Dude, no, Al has the absolute best ability, not only for the purpose of why he has it, but you can do so much with that ability. Just to take handkerchiefs and you just take bottomless pit. You can do anything, literally anything with it.
But is it only that cloth?
I don't think so. I wouldn't.
What's
Well,
the
what kind of
question?
Nen user is he?
So the Owl, his ability is that cloth thing,
Yeah,
and he was like,
he
could
said,
just-
is it only that cloth?
yeah, he's like, you could get it like a handkerchief, like a little napkin, and be like,
That could be the condition that makes it stronger.
Nah,
that it's that one handkerchief.
I think he's a conjurer.
he conjures the cloth.
Doesn't he conjure the cloth?
Does he? No. I don't know. They never really show that because anytime he takes
I
out a
thought he was
cloth,
just
it's
like
like in.
this. And I thought he was just like.
Nah,
in the
I'm
pocket.
pretty sure.
Yo,
every time
look
he
it up
takes
right
out a-
now. Like, why not?
I'm pretty because I'm pretty sure like every time he takes out like a cloth or whatever, he's like pulling it from like a pocket or something like that.
It's definitely not enhancer.
No,
It's-
definitely not an answer.
It could be manipulator, maybe. He's
No.
manipulating space if he's making things smaller.
But I thought manipulator was specifically around object. It doesn't change like what's like in
He's a
the object,
conjurer.
just
He's a
moving it.
conjurer.
He's a conjurer.
That's what I
Wow.
thought. Yeah, he definitely conjures. it.
Wow,
It's
that's
a
crazy.
conjured cloth, but they never mind. Let's just. I keep thinking
You're
too
filled
far.
with spoilers.
I
I know it's
know.
your favorite arc, bro. Come on,
We're not gonna talk about it though. So he throws that.
save it for the post show.
But I think the way they followed the car, like they got the lead, was kind of fire too. How Machi threw the needle into him. And they couldn't
Oh,
see it, so she
yeah.
disguised it.
Dude, I also like how I'm happy that they got the general idea where Kurapika was going with everyone else, but I also appreciate how they don't treat Kurapika like an idiot, and that Kurapika caught on to the strand pretty quickly. It wasn't like this long chase. We were just wondering, like, dude, how does no one see that strand attached going from behind the car? I like how they were fooled for a little bit, but they still caught on to it relatively quickly. They didn't treat him like a moron.
Mhm.
I appreciate that. I thought that was really nice.
Another
Because
thing
that can get frustrating, man.
I brought this up to Chris, one of you, I think it was Chris, but just how foolish it could have been his orders, but personally, I think it's just a foolish maneuver or bordering bleh, on. I'm going Joe Biden here. Bordering on
Spicy.
bordering on cocky that Al actually went to fight the Phantom Troupe by himself when he had the merchandise. Like, you're the only hope, bro. The whole point is that they don't find the merchandise, and he took the merchandise to them.
Yeah, facts. He did take the entire merchandise to the enemy, like right to the enemy. But well, I did. How did? Well, no, yeah.
They
No,
found out
nothing to
because they
say. He
tortured
did.
him.
Yeah, Tommy's
Yeah.
100% right. The man was a clown. He should have had makeup with him on the ready and a handkerchief.
What Chris had said to me, though, I think was he just had confidence in his ability.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He definitely did because I feel like all of them did because they were like, these dudes are thinking we're soft.
It should be
like,
fair. Al didn't see the absolute ass whooping beatdown that happened to the other Shadow Beast. Or at least as far as I know, he was not present and watching. Because if he watched it and then still came, all right, the man's just an idiot. He's just an absolute idiot. If he saw everything that went down and then went to go confront, but if he didn't see anything, then he's got room to like, okay, he thought he was strong.
But then the remaining 6 Shadow Beasts came in and fought after Owl? Or before?
After. Like, they came...
So, like, why didn't he just go group with the other Shadow Beasts at least?
No, they
Like,
were...
he acted on
listen,
his
it was
own.
all at the same time because he threw the thing and then they hopped out the car and then the other Shadow Beast saw them and they're like, we gotta... like.
So he did roll with them.
Yeah, they were all at the same time. But Owl was first. He was the tip of the spear, if you will. He threw his thing at the car.
Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah. All right.
It was all at the same time.
As long as he wasn't alone.
Yeah, it was all at the same time.
But still, that was a bad move. They
He was-
shouldn't have put the merchandise in harm's way like that.
He was the only one they left alive.
Absolutely a bad move, 100%. The man clowned himself.
But back to Shizuka, her ability is kind of fire because no matter what they do, they can clean up the scene.
Yeah, she's
Like, they leave
she's
no
literally the
trace
cleaner.
at all.
What
I
I love about that, that's a real like mafia job too. In case you guys didn't know, that's an actual
They are, like,
mafia job.
yeah.
Cleanup?
Being a cleaner.
Being a cleaner.
Being
for
a
sure.
cleaner. That's a
Makes
real
Chill,
thing
bro, they're onto
that
us.
exists
Chill,
in this
chill.
world. You just call someone and then they go to the whatever the mess the other guys made and they clean it up. They
Get a
dispose
real
of all
good
the
look at
bodies.
this face, Mafia. He's onto y'all. Look at him. He's onto y'all.
I know where
They
you're
want to
at.
recruit him.
Facts.
I know where you're at.
Yeah. I also like how her ability isn't limitless because she couldn't suck the leeches out of Uvo because they were living things.
Yeah, you could take the she could take the poison, but not the leeches.
Also, I want to say Shalnark is probably like the most knowledgeable dude in the whole show.
Who?
Shalnark. The blonde-haired dude with the
How
bowl.
can you say that when the annoying nerd with the computer in the first phase of the hunter exam
Pockle.
exists?
His name's Pockle. You don't even know his name.
His name isn't Pockle.
The dude
I'm
in the
talking about Bull with the laptop.
he
dropped out of the
oh,
sprinting.
Yeah.
okay,
I kind of wish that guy had more. I wanted him to be like the oh my god, I can't remember the guy's name from Boruto. Starts with a D.
You're also disrespecting the youngest med school student in the world right now, Leorio.
I'm not disrespecting him. That man is a genius. I completely understand why he doesn't know the full capabilities of Nen. Have you ever seen medical school? That shit ain't no joke. No joke at all.
So, essentially, because this thing happens, Kurapika escapes, and he actually captures Uvo, and then he leaves him to the Mafia, I guess? Is that what that was when they put him in that room? Was that, like,
What it
leading him
was
to
is
the
they
Mafia?
went back to the hotel that was owned by the Mafia group.
Yeah.
And they were holding him there for the Dons to take him. They were gonna do like kind of like a prisoner transfer essentially. And I love the setup, the get up they had for this man. Because there was no way that I was gonna be able to contain him. I knew for a fact there was no way that if he was not paralyzed, he was just gonna break out of that when I first saw that. So pretty much what it was is that they brought him back. He contacted the other mafia officials and was like, "Hey, we got the prisoner, so you guys can like come by." Unbeknownst to them, that it wasn't really the mafia guys that was answering on the other side of the line.
Hold on real quick, though. So, when they were in the car, though, Kurapika was asking him questions. Uvo was like, I think I'm going to answer, like, your questions. And I forget what he said. I forget exactly what he said. I'm drawing a blank right now. was hoping one of you guys would have remembered, but he says something to Kurapika, and Kurapika punches him in the face.
No,
In
that
the-
was when they were in the
In the thing. I mean, my bad.
when he was tied up.
Yeah.
He asked him what he feels when he kills some, or no, he asked him what happened to the people at the auction,
Yeah.
and he was like, because he was like, listen, I'm just gonna be honest with you, let me up now, and I won't kill you guys. And
Yeah.
Melody listens to him, and he's like, he's actually not lying, which means he knew he was gonna get up and was honestly gonna spare them if he just let him go. And not that Kurapika was gonna let him go, but like almost in like a good cop trying to get information out of him. He's like, oh yeah, cause he's kind of playing like the, hey, we're on the same side here. We don't have the merchandise either. And
We
he's
don't
like-
have beef
he's
with
like,
each other.
So yeah, we don't have beef. And he's like, oh, we don't have beef. What happened to the people at the auction? And he's like, that's too bad, because he knows what's gonna happen. He's gonna die. He's
Yeah.
like, that's too bad. We killed them. And then Kurapika just punches him, but it doesn't even matter because it doesn't even flinch. Like, it busts up his face a little bit, and he doesn't even blink.
Yeah. Also, mad props to like how strong Kurapika actually is. He broke his nose. Like
Kurapika could have killed him right there.
for real.
He broke his nose and didn't even use Nen. I don't think.
No, I just punched him.
Punched him.
I would assume. But
Kurapika's power up is absolutely fucking nuts.
back to what you were saying,
Though-
Dustin.
I think, because we can't tell because he's still wearing the contacts, he might have had his eyes red. That entire time.
Oh,
So that
that's
might be
true.
why he's able
He
to
was
punch so hard.
excited. He was
Yeah.
excited.
His eyes were red in the car. I'm pretty.
Were they? I
were,
thought he's wearing contacts all the way.
Well, you can still tell.
until-
You get, even when he's
They
got his
still,
black
like,
contacts,
the-
you
the
can see
show
like
shows
the
you.
outer edge of
Oh.
it is red.
Yeah,
it
so
just
then-
dilutes it.
Yeah, you're right. He definitely was red when he was punching him.
I mean, I don't blame him.
Yeah, no,
I
yeah.
don't blame him at all. Because it had to be, because that's how he used his chains and whatnot, is because he had to have been using his Scarlet Eyes.
Yeah, true.
So
Good take too.
Since Kurapika captured him, though, like, all right, I got one. He goes to meet his accomplice, Soka, at the little circus thing. Is that a circus? What is that? A theme park?
so theme park, yeah, theme
Yeah.
park.
So he goes to meet him to get some intel about the Phantom Troupe.
Oh yeah, dude, I thought this was really cool.
You think they're gonna fight there?
Did I think they were gonna fight? I really wasn't sure. That the first thing that came to my mind was coming up was I'm not even gonna joke. I don't know if you guys are gonna know this, but it reminded me of the Killing Joke from Batman. It actually does have an animated movie, but it's generally known for its actual written comic book. But this is a big thing between where Batman meets up with the Joker, and they have a whole standoff and whatnot. There actually is a fight in that one, but at the
I think
end,
I know what you're talking about.
yeah,
loosely.
but at the end of the Killing Joke, they actually kind of make up on terms, sort of. They laugh together, but the Joker still dies. Spoilers.
What? The Joker is like, no.
But that's what the same vibe I got from it. I did not expect the conversation to be had. It was a really interesting conversation, asking information about the Phantom Troupe and Hisoka getting turned on again.
Yeah, he offered a mutual agreement.
Yeah.
He was like, "Listen, we both want the same things. We both want to see the Phantom Troop members die. You want them to die because of vengeance, and I want them to die because I enjoy proving that I'm stronger than everyone."
Yeah,
But he knows that, like, listen, I don't want to step on your toes here, Kurapika. Like, you give me information and I'll give you information. We'll work as a network, and I'll let you kill the troop members. But Krollo is mine.
Mhm.
Like, I just
Yeah.
want the boss. And then that's when you were saying, he was like, why do you want the boss? Like, this, Kurapika was like, this seems kind of fishy. And he hits the whole,
Oh my god.
just thinking about fighting the boss turns me on.
he really can't
And then
control
Dustin
himself.
thinks back to all the times he gave Hisoka props in the first beginning.
I
He was
think
like, I like him.
I
and
think
he's
when
like,
that happened, I think
"Oh."
when I happened that I was like, I was just laying in my bed watching the episodes. Literally when that happened, I'm pretty sure I texted you immediately.
Yeah, you did.
I was like, dude, I can't fucking believe it. It happened again. Again.
Yeah.
Not the last time, bro.
No, it's a precedent now. I'm gonna expect
It's not even
every
the
arc.
worst.
Nah, it's not the
Not
worst.
even the worst.
It's not the worst.
No.
No, bro.
No.
So
Kind of excited
since
now.
Kurapika's gone though, Uvos has a chance. Got a window, because, like you said, two familiar people come up. Basically, is it the entire Phantom Troupe? They're dressed in suits, and there's like
I think
I
it
lo-
was.
I
It,
love
it
what-
wasn't the entire one.
It was Finks. Is that his name?
Yeah, it was Finks, Phaeton,
Finks, Phaeton,
and Shalnark.
and Shalnark
Yeah.
came in looking like goons.
Yeah, I love
Absolute
what
undercover.
Uvo said though. He was like, it's the clothes that make the men.
Oh,
because they all
yeah.
came in
That was
suits.
such a good line.
And
That
then,
was such
and then
a good line.
the like leader at that time, the tan looking dude with like the face tats or whatever those were.
Oh,
He was like,
yeah.
he was like, what do you mean by that? And then they're just like,
Wait, where did you watch the show? Like what?
I
website?
watched it on both.
I watched it on Hulu.
Oh wow, no,
Yeah, I watched it on Crunchyroll.
because
though.
the translation for Crunchyroll was like, you clean up nicely.
Yeah, something like that.
And he was like-
it was something like that.
Yeah.
Well, on Hulu, it was definitely the band makes the clothes. I
Yeah.
Yeah,
vividly
that's
remember
interesting.
The
I
clothes
like
make the
how it's
man.
like two different ways.
I
Yeah.
I really liked that line more than you clean
I feel
up
like that is a
nicely.
lot of translation though. Is like it's up for kind of for interpretation.
That's a big
Yeah, that's how
problem.
that's it.
yeah.
That's a big problem in anime in general. It's just how that works with subs and whatnot.
But back to what I was saying, Shalnark is really resourceful because what he figures out is like, oh, Uvo needs beer for this poison. So Uvo starts drinking the beer. He has a bunch of beers. He like murders that dude in his house, drinks his beers, and Shalnark's on the computer searching stuff up. And
Bro, it
he's-
made me want to get poisoned.
so you could just drink.
Yeah, sit on my ass and just drink beer all day. That's all I gotta do, and I'll be healthy again. Count me in.
Crazy.
Count me in.
It's almost like Shalnark's ability is he has an actual iPhone and he can use Google and search things up. It's like, oh no, it's cool. It's just this.
I
You
got
just
the
gotta
Hunter
do this.
website app.
Yeah, that's basically it. That's basically it.
Yeah,
Well,
true.
we gotta keep in mind the show is from the 1990s.
No,
so-
that's not his ability. But yeah, you're right. That is.
Nah, Shalnark is resourceful though. That's like
He is. He's super resourceful because no one else would. I don't think any of the other Phantom goons would have like thought, yeah, let's use the computer.
The thing that struck me the most about Shalnark is like he's always calm.
His name doesn't match his like body at all. By the way,
Why not?
his name sounds a lot more aggressive than how he looks.
Yeah, but he's always like that. He's just like, yeah, I don't.
He also looks like
I'm here for this. Let's
He-
all
he
just have
also
a
It
good
reminds me of
time.
Meliodas from
Yeah,
Seven Deadly
really.
Sins. He just looks like a
I can
calm,
see that.
happy dude. Like
He also, by the way, like he always reminds me that he's like every single time he speaks, like the moment the camera comes off of him, he's doing like a line of coke, and it comes, he goes, yeah. He's
Uh,
like always just like,
I feel like-
he's a
Where?
happy dude.
Shalnark is the dude you'd let date your daughter, and then you find out he's a international criminal.
yeah.
And you're like, what? I never
Wow.
would have known.
The gentleman serial killer.
But I know, and he's definitely not a narc. Like,
No,
so
no.
you're right. His name is bullshit.
Dude, he had some like I also speaking because this is in the same scene because after he finds out all the information and starts to find out like where he found out where Kurapika is most likely going to be staying using the Hunter website,
Yeah.
finding
That was
through all the
smart.
building
It was
episodes.
crazy because the family knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah,
They were like, we have to go.
Yeah.
Wait.
well, Kurapika knew.
Yeah.
Kurapika knew. No one else did. Kurapika is the smart
When
one.
they did that in the show, I was like, if I was an investigator, this is a valid tactic.
It's a very
This is a
valid
very
tactic.
valid
I thought
tactic.
the same
to-
thing.
to
I thought the same
investigate.
exact thing.
That's what I like about the show too. Is like they use realistic tactics.
Yeah.
Like, there's
Mhm.
real stuff in here.
That's a real way you could trace someone if you
Right.
really
Yeah,
wanted to.
absolutely. Yeah, that's all public knowledge. But anyways, when Bear Berserker Man was about to leave out the window, like like he just had a one night
Why you call him Bear Berserker, man?
like he was about to leave out through the window like a one night stand or something like that. He was giving him some like actual like bro love essentially. Like you
Yeah,
gotta
he
be
kissed
careful
that
out
man,
there.
Shalnark, bro.
No, he didn't kiss him.
He did kiss him,
He
bro.
did kiss him?
He
Kissed him on the
bro.
head.
Oh, that's more like endearing, I guess.
Yeah.
But still, like this is again, we're getting into multiple layers. Like, yeah, they're really heartless and terrible people, but they're still people. They still care
Yeah.
for each other. It's not just a random group of individuals. There's actual friendships and bonds and feelings between all of the members of this troop, and also they are indiscriminately kill people.
Yeah, that was a good take. I like that take, and it's true. And I think that's a really important thing for an anime, especially when you're gonna have an antagonist and they're gonna be in a major group and you're pumping them up to be really big. You want to have them have bonds like that, so that way, even when they're fighting the hero, you don't know who you want to win. Like, for example, when Sasuke and Itachi fought, like, you want Sasuke to win because he's the main character, but you like Itachi too.
Exactly.
So, like, it makes it harder and it makes the
Exactly.
moments that much more memorable. And that's why it was almost a death flag.
Yeah,
When Uvo
yeah.
started being really endearing towards them. That said, I wasn't thinking that when I first watched it. I didn't pick up on the death flag. I didn't
pick
kept
up
it
on the
mashing.
death flag either. I wasn't really sure what was gonna happen
Yeah.
till
But
things
before all
happen.
that, meanwhile, while all this is going on, Gon and Killua will find out that because they somehow get into like an arm wrestling like fight club. Like,
Oh, the
That was
underground,
so-
yeah, the
This was
underground
the
arm
strangest
wrestle.
reach of the entire
Yeah.
the entire arc for me is that they just happened to like this guy comes up and is like, hey, let's take you to an underground area where they just so happen to be doing arm wrestling bets.
Yeah, the fucking penguin
The
walks
exact
up.
random activity you decided you were into. And then they get down there, and the exact moment they're about to register, oh, we've canceled everything, but here's a group of people you need to find. And it's just the Phantom Troupe. And it's like, anybody that was able to find that black market there, how would they not know that the Phantom Troupe already has a higher bounty individually than what the mob is going to pay you, probably?
Also, who the hell is that dude that was like the showstopper? Is he like, because I'm pretty sure if you count the Shadow Beast from up to this point, I think there's one Shadow Beast missing.
There is?
I'm pretty sure there's one Shadow Beast missing.
what do you mean?
Because
Have all 10 Shadow Beasts fought?
I'm pretty sure 9
So-
of them have been shown / killed.
So let's go through it, right?
Yeah.
The first one, I'm gonna just go Porcupine, Rabbit Dog, Worm,
Wow, this is
Leech,
impressive.
the Leech guy.
Leech. Those are the first 4.
Yeah, and then there's Al.
And Owl.
Yeah.
And then I don't even think they named the other ones for us. They just got clapped.
I don't think, yeah.
We would have to go back to that scene and count how many
Hold
are
on,
there.
I'm gonna look it up.
Because I'm pretty sure, I'm if I'm not mistaken, I thought
You think the guy that announced it is a Shadow Beast?
Yeah, he.
The weird like whoo-hoo!
Yes. Because I think
Sounds like Mario.
I think all the other Dons knew.
He
where
looks like
all
he
the
belongs
other,
in Gintama.
I think like all the other Dons saw. Oh, I forgot about the bad guy. Okay, yeah, there's
Bat,
that.
worm, rabbit
This is all
dog.
10.
It really is.
Ooh,
ain't
what
it?
is? Do they have the ability on? Who is Hedgehog? Look at this Chad. Holy
yeah.
crap!
Yeah,
Uh,
they can't see this one.
Yeah, that
Oh.
guy's not a Shadow Beast. He just works for the mob.
Dang.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was just so.
All he does is
he's
announce
just so
the
well
hunt.
dressed. He was just like he
Like,
looked
why they
like.
draw him like that?
Yeah, he's like,
He definitely had like this already drawn. He goes, I want to put this character in the show, but I don't know what to do with him. All right, you know what we can do? He'll interrupt an arm wrestling underground operation. That's what he's gonna do.
I think the creator was bored and when he was writing this part up and was like, let's draw this guy as ridiculous as possible.
Damn, I wouldn't
He
be
was like
surprised
5 different colors, like his skin. Like what?
Yeah, it was cool though.
Yeah, but they announced the Phantom Troupe.
They put a hit out on all.
Yeah,
of
they
them.
put a hit
basically
out on him.
put a hit.
Yeah, they
So
just put a hit out.
Gon and Killua are out there for the money, so they're like,
There was something significant about this that Killua mentioned later. Was that that happening is exceptionally important and rare because just like Killua said, this is the mafia admitting defeat.
yeah, essentially.
Yeah, no,
They
it's not
look
even
weak.
essentially. It is. It's they can't handle it within their own means, so
Yep.
they have to look outside the family to solve this problem, and it's embarrassing. It's
Mhm.
extremely embarrassing. Every single Don that day lost so much faith and respect from the rest of the world. Absolutely did.
Yeah, that's true. And that also is also Killua trying to rationalize. Should I go through with this? Because he's trying to think if he can beat them. And then I like when they actually find him, they're like, all right, how are we going to do this? And then Killua is just like, we're not. And they're like, what are you talking about? I knew as soon as I saw them, we don't stand a chance against them.
Yeah.
Imagine those are
imagine
two
two
Hisokas.
Hisokas just sitting there.
I did not that little animation. They're like,
They're like two Hisokas, like
Leori's like, oh, I definitely don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
they're like, no.
I love
No,
Killua's
sir.
deductibility though. He just looks at him. He's like, it's a wrap.
right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he
That reminds
didn't
me
he
of
tell
you
that
guys.
story of how his dad said he had a contract for one of them, and he said it wasn't worth the money.
yeah, that's
He's like, that's
exactly what it
about
was.
as high an honor you can get. Is a high a compliment you can get is a assassin doesn't want to take your job.
Yeah, not worth it. Not worth it. You
But he
don't-
still
can't
would
pay
do
me
it.
enough
He'd be
money to
like,
do
"This
that.
isn't worth the money," but he'd still kill them. Like,
Well, that was probably his first time seeing the Phantom Troupe.
that's true. That's true.
I like how he's like, yeah, or he's like, should we hide our presence so they don't know we're here? And Killua actually has a good point. He's like, that's the worst thing to do. They aren't really looking for someone specific right now. Right now, they already noticed like there's a bunch of Nen users available, and because of what he learned from, was his name Castro? Who's the guy that Hisoka killed? Castro?
I think so.
The guy with the double. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's Castro. Yeah, that's Castro.
When Killua went up that elevator and then he hid his presence, Castro was like, "You just announced your presence because I saw a powerful signal disappear."
Yeah, we talked about that.
And then so that comes back up here because Leorio asks him, or Gon asks, "Should we hide our presence?" And he's like, "No," because thinking back of what happened with Castro, that he was like, that would actually alert them of what we're here. What they're really looking for is anyone that looks out of the ordinary. So you better wipe those stupid face looks off your faces. And they're just both sitting there like, yeah, like that. That's perfect. That's exactly how it was.
Oh god. Also, I don't even think Leorio can even conceal himself anyways.
He can't.
No, he can't.
Oh yeah, that's right, because they weren't worried about it because his aura is so small.
Yeah, that's what Killua said.
Yeah, it's all right. It's chill. Don't worry about it.
And then
disrespectful.
Fly back to Kurapika's life. Uvo comes up.
Oh, wait, I do have a question.
Yeah, because that happened after the Uvu fight.
I have a question though.
I mean, we kind of just kept going.
When Gon and Killua are like looking at pots and stuff, is that before or after?
That's after. That's
okay,
after.
never mind then.
We'll get
it's
to
not.
it. It's after. We'll get to it.
No, it's not.
Bro.
I'm pretty sure it's after.
It's after.
Is it?
It's after.
Wait, is it?
Trust me.
I trust him.
Yeah,
because he just went through the things. Because I'm having a trouble.
Y'all are questioning me right now.
I'm not. I'm
Bro,
having trouble placing.
To be fair, this is well
okay.
within my traits.
Just let me lead
of me.
you. Just let me lead you.
I'm a manipulator. These are
he's a manipulator. This is expected.
Yeah, and I'm easily deceived, bro. Come on, stop.
Yeah, so maybe you're lying to us right now.
No, I'm easily deceived.
Chris, give me $20 right now. You said you would earlier.
So flashback, Uvo. He's like, "Where you want to die? Where you want to die, Kurapika?" Well, I guess he doesn't know his name's Kurapika. He's like, "Where you want to die?" So he meets Kurapika out in this.
Oh, Kurapika also gives a smart ass answer to that. Anyways.
Yeah, it's somewhere far away from here where no one can hear your screams.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's lucky he didn't just start mixing them right then.
They go out to the middle of nowhere, and we see the full extent of Kurapika's power.
So cool.
Dustin had a nerdgasm when this happened because he also
say-
texted me about this.
Say the name of it for me. Let's go.
Oh, I can't do that. I know some. I know some of it. I thought was really cool is that all the abilities are named after. It's all very saintly and Catholic like. Because that's what all of this shit is. It's very very Christian based, which I thought it was cool.
Blinky is Christian as hell.
Huh?
Well, he's purifying the world by getting rid of evil.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, I do.
And he also said when he was making his chains, I'm gonna cut you off, but he was like, "Why do you want him to be changed?" He's like, "There's a lot of evil people around that need to be chained down to hell."
Yeah.
So I totally get that.
It's basically
style.
He's like the gatekeeper. He is the gatekeeper. He's like, I'll make judgment on you, bro.
Nah, I feel like he's like Kurapika is the vindicator. That's what Kurapika is. Kurapika is the vindicator.
I would say he's like almost God.
That might be a stretch.
It reminds me of
I think we're
wants to be a
going
god.
super in depth on it when he's really just out for revenge.
Oh yeah.
He's just Sasuke. He's just got more people to body.
Oh god.
Could Itachi body the Phantom Troupe? No, I'm kidding.
No. Well, anyways.
Let's not get into this. We'll be on that for an hour.
So, me and Tommy were talking. So
this is also where we learned about the condition.
Yeah. So when he fights Uvo, when he heals his arm, like
with his thumb. I think it was with his thumb.
The healing thumb, yeah.
Yeah, it's the healing thumb, yeah.
But we were like, what?
Judas is like healing thumb or something.
We were saying what category of like on the Nen chart would that fall under?
My guess was manipulator.
For healing.
When he healed
for healing.
It looked to me
that would be
transmuter.
Yeah.
We could look it up. But
because
it could be transmuter.
Well, because
I thought he was rewinding time back to before his arm got hurt. Is what it looked like. It didn't look to me like he healed it. It looked like he rewound it back
Oh,
before
I
it
see
was
you from the anime.
injured.
I can see why you think that. I can see
Yeah.
why you think that. I don't think that's what it was. I was like, oh, dude, I really thought you were bad
So
shit
if
crazy.
that's what it is, then
Don't
I would
don't
think
look
he's
at
a
this, Dustin,
manipulator.
because there might be spoilers.
Yeah,
in
no,
it.
it's all right. I can't read it anyways. I'm too stupid to. I can't read. I am incapable of literacy. But yeah,
Chains, Holy Chain, Chain Jailnd, Judgment Chain.
it would be
Kurapika's thumb can
yeah.
heal wounds by drawing from Kurapika's latent enhancer abilities. Wow, it's enhancer.
Yeah, I was gonna guess that because Uvo he recovers really fast.
Chain
Because
Jailnd.
he was all
So
cut up
does
and stuff, and
Gon.
he
So
was
does
good. Yeah,
Gon.
Gon recovers fast.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense. Yeah, because you were replacing what is broken.
I didn't want to say Gon because I forgot he was revealed.
You know, it's all right.
Holy Chain.
Oh yeah, that's don't have to look more into it.
Yeah,
mean,
I
we
just
can-
read
we can-
something that I didn't
can-
know he could do.
Was it the
So-
was it the stealth dolphin?
Yes, I didn't know he was. I was like, what the hell is stealth dolphin?
Stealth dolphin.
And then I was reading it and I was like, what the hell does this have to do with stealth or a dolphin?
Oh goodness. Yeah, that fight.
And then we also learned Kurapika's condition, like you were saying.
Oh yeah, corruption condition. I will only use these chains on a Phantom Troupe member, and if I ever use these chains on not a Phantom Troupe member, a tiny little dagger wrapped around my heart will pierce me and kill me.
Not too big of a deal though, right? Not too big of a deal.
Dustin, tell him what you said to me though about why that makes you worried.
Oh, dude, I went through like the quickest like bipolar from going yeah to oh no immediately because I remember I was like, oh wait, Hisoka's not really a Phantom Troupe member. Not really. So what's gonna happen if Kurapika ever uses his chains on Hisoka? Is Kurapika gonna die immediately? Cause that's what's got me worried. I got worried. I'm getting worried for Kurapika's like life because at first.
So wouldn't that kind of make his ability weak if he can only use it on Troop? Like he cannot
Yeah,
use chains on anybody else.
That's the point.
Yeah, that
It
is
makes
the point.
it weak on everyone else because you can't use it, but it makes it way more powerful when you do use it on a troop member because it's a big ultimatum to make. The larger your ultimatum, the stronger it'll be. And he chose that and also the biggest ultimatum because if he doesn't follow the rule, then he dies, and there's not really a bigger.
We also remember like this condition fits perfectly in line with Kurapika's character.
Yeah,
and
he doesn't like fighting. He doesn't
like
want
fighting.
to be strong and fight. He just wants the Phantom Troupe.
Exactly.
So he wouldn't
What-
need them for anything else.
Well, when he
Mm.
first was fighting his sensei, I guess the dude taught him then. He was like, I just need to be stronger. He wants to be strong. I feel like.
yeah, so he can beat the Phantom Troupe.
Right.
Yeah.
But
But
I
that's
mean, I
really
guess that
the
is
only
his only goal.
that's his
yeah.
only real goal.
Also, I'm sure he's gonna know other abilities that are not related to that condition that will be weaker. But Holy Chain specifically is gonna be for. There's nothing stopping.
I thought it.
There's
Yeah,
nothing stopping Kurapika just from using normal chains. That's not Holy Chain.
yeah. I thought he just can't use the chain jail where they can't get out.
I think it's any of them.
Oh.
Oh no, actually you're right. I think it is specifically Chain Jailnd.
Yeah, because I don't think if he used, I think he can still like use his healing thumb or whatever.
Yeah, I can't see what.
Like I can't see him dying because of that.
Yeah.
Because like he wouldn't use.
You
that
can
on
only
a
heal
troop.
yourself from damage brought from a Phantom Troupe.
Yeah.
Maybe though, bro.
That would explain how strong it was, because that arm was
I just can't understand. Like that ability is so OP in itself. The fact he has like so many more.
Oh my god, he's got a whole hand. He's got a whole hand of death, destruction, and retribution.
And your prediction for, to your defense, you didn't really know what Nen was as much at the time, but your prediction was his power was gonna be something to do with his wooden swords.
Yeah.
Man, you undersold this man.
For real. I didn't expect
Well, I feel like
it.
he didn't like understand how crazy Nen could be as well. Like it could be anything. Like,
Well, I also didn't understand the full capacity of what fucking Scarlet Eyes can do for a person.
Do you have any different, now that you've seen a few more Nen abilities, do you have any different predictions on Leorio's ability?
On Leorio's ability, no.
Or
This man
still
is
not
this.
enough?
We could jump to 100 episode 100 and like 130 right now. And if Leorio still has no Nen abilities, I'm not surprised. I still will not be
that's a very
surprised.
specific
It's a
number
very
of an
specific
episode,
gift.
bro.
I don't know.
know.
I just jumped to that. That has no meaning.
What I also like is while this is going on and Uvo's gone, they're like the other people in the Phantom Troupe are like, I wonder what his ability could be. Like they're thinking about Kurapika because all I saw was the chains. He's the chain user. I
Yeah.
wonder what his ability could be. Kurapika's like, well, or not Kurapika, Krollo, the leader, he's like, well, he could either be a manipulator or a conjurer.
Chris,
Yeah.
pull up the riddle.
The riddle.
The fortune.
That didn't happen yet.
I know, but we're gonna need it coming up like really soon.
That didn't happen.
Yes, it did. The first fortune's been read. It was almost at the beginning of the arc. They read the fortune of the Dons that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that
yeah.
fortune?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that happened. Yeah.
What do I look up for that?
You can just look up the first. Fortune
But there's more,
and-
like, oh, man. There's more fortune. Like, there's a lot of fortune.
Just put Neon's first fortune.
Yeah.
Dustin can't read. He's not gonna see
I'm
any
not literate.
spoilers.
Yeah, I'm not literate. And also, they're also they're riddles. They're not gonna mean
Yeah,
anything
true.
to me. Anyways, the entire explanation of like when Kurapika was fighting him, I thought it was really awesome.
Mhm.
Well, really, the more awesome bit was that this man really never had a chance.
Mm-hmm.
He really didn't. He is me in this situation. He undersold Kurapika.
He really did.
He really did.
He didn't. And that's just his failure because he believes himself to be the strongest. He's just like Hisoka.
Yeah. Not to mention Kurapika can enforce.
If you can't find it, it's cool.
Not to mention Kurapika can enforce specific Nen principles onto the Phantom Troupe. He can force that they're shutting off all of their aura valves with Holy Jail. That's insane. I haven't seen that yet where someone is literally augmenting their aura and they can't do anything about it. And now he has to use his brute strength to try to get out the chains, and I thought that was really hilarious with that man trying to score him. Just, yeah, this is gonna be no problem. They're just small little chains.
Can't find that.
And I really like how Kurapika thought everything through. He was like, I picked you specifically because we both like to fight one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
I also picked you because it looks like you have the strongest brute force out of all of the other Phantom Troupe members, which means if I can capture you in my chains, I can capture any of the other troop members as well, and then seal off their abilities. And then he's just like, this guy thought of everything.
But
Yeah.
this comes back to what I was talking about the Phantom Troupe, because Krollo had that perception. He was like one-on-one with a conjurer, like Uvo's at a big disadvantage.
Yeah,
And it's weird
say
because
that.
Kurapika's initially a conjurer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's like Krollo kind of he's putting it together a little bit.
Mhm.
But then this is when we learn how Kurapika can do all this. We get the specialist type, and
Yeah. When his eyes are, he's a conjurer, but when his eyes are red, he's able to fully master all Nen categories, which is absolutely
100%
ridiculous.
usage. Yeah, that's OP. How can you beat that? Because so situation, bunch of people come up to Kurapika, aren't related to Phantom Troupe. They piss him off. They say some stupid shit about his family, like ha ha ha, your entire clan deserved to die. He gets all Scarlet Eyes. He doesn't have to use any of his holy abilities because he's mastered all of them. He can literally do 30 different ways to whoop anyone's ass because of this special ability. It doesn't matter. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely insane. He can learn anything.
How to whack your boss with corruption with Kurapika. The options are endless.
Really?
I feel like he has 5 options. He got 5 fingers.
What if he uses both hands though?
Does Kurapika have even more
This
powers,
just in,
man?
Kurapika has 2 hands.
Woo!
Do his toes got chains?
Yeah.
That would be fucking
Got
crazy.
some toe rings, man.
Man, freaking Chris did a really good breakdown of how Kurapika was able to beat Uvo, though, like how he ended up initially fooling him.
Oh, you want me to break it down?
Yeah.
Breaking out.
Oh, you could have just asked me. You know what I'm saying? Well, what I said was Kurapika basically he like attaches his chains without him knowing with Een, which Hisoka showed us at the beginning. But he kind of like, which is weird to me because Kurapika is part of his character is he evaluates things pretty even-headed, I guess. I don't level-headed. My
Calm.
bad. Yeah, there it is.
He's a
Boom, level-headed.
conjurer.
Yeah, right. So
Stoic.
right, so
Stoic.
his thing is he's trying to feel him out. He's testing out Uvo, so he's basically kind of whooping his ass after.
Really
Yeah.
whooping his
Yeah.
ass.
It's too
And then,
fast.
Uvo punches him, and he's like, "Wow, his arm could withstand my enhanced fist, basically."
But his arm shattered for sure.
Yeah.
And then once Uvo figures out like he's gonna have
Love
to
it.
kind of be more sneaky, he like does the dust thing.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
and he like tries to corrupt, but he's like, you could sense me through the dust because he
Yeah.
saw the slightest movement in the dust or whatever because he hid his presence while he made a dust storm.
Yeah, it reminded me of Gon's fight a little bit with
Yeah.
Ahsoka.
And then but eventually he's like, "You're already done." Like, what do you mean? Like, we're just getting started. And he tries to
Oh.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He camouflaged his chains. I thought
Yeah.
that was so cool.
Mm-hmm.
That was
My
literally
thing
that
is-
was literally the Omiwa.
My thing is, do you think he had them on the whole time? Like he just attached them from the rip?
Nah, he says it in his explanation. He was like, while all the other times, like when they were engaging in like fist to fist combat, he was just wrapping chains around him the entire
Right.
time. So yeah, from the
Right.
rip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened. This man is 1,000 IQ, big brain.
And I love how
4D chess player.
he brings it to his attention that he's caught though, because he punches Uvo and it's like a pretty significant strike, but not much. And Uvo goes to say, "You're gonna regret this chance of that opening to not use it to chain me up." And he's like, he says it before he says it, and he's like, "I'm gonna regret not chaining you up, right?" And he's like, "Huh?" And he's like, "You already are chained." Like that shit was crazy.
It's so good.
I loved it. And then
Oh.
I love that he tried to break out of it though. He like tried to break out of the chains, and I guess did he like use all his?
No,
Yeah.
what it was, I was while you were looking through on the computer, I was telling Tom about that. He can enforce Zetsu on the Phantom Troupe members. So
Yeah,
all of
it
his
takes
force
away their
were-
nen. Yeah.
yeah, well, blocked off, not
Yeah.
take it. Yeah, I guess take it away, but yeah, they're like all blocked off. So they was resorting
like,
him to using brute strength to break these chains.
it's kind of like how Neji can close your chakra point.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
exactly like that.
Mhm.
Except Kurapika can just do it all at once.
That's
He
the
doesn't have
chain
to.
jail, bro.
Dude,
The
chain
holy
jail.
holy jail, and the next.
chain jail, bro.
Yeah, I like holy though. It's changing.
Yeah.
Anyways, then the next bit is that I Kurapika.
Do you think Kurapika brought that shovel with him?
Yeah, 100%.
Tommy said he could have conjured it.
I asked if he could have conjured it.
Nah, I feel like
So it's more likely he brought it, but
it's more likely
it's not
that he brought
impossible
it.
that he could have conjured
It's
it.
not impossible, but I also like to imagine that Kurapika was so confident, such a G, he brought the shovel because he knew. It wasn't like a what if or like, conjured, I guess I won. He goes, nah, I know I'm gonna need this. I think that's really what it was, and I like that.
And if you don't need it, you're gonna be too dead to worry about it.
Exactly.
I also, you gotta respect Uvo because even dying, like Kurapika's pretty much torturing him. He's like,
And he wouldn't sell out a comrade.
he just kept saying, "Kill me."
So
Kill
you
me.
talking about that is the best. Kurapika's overpowered, man. He can enforce conditions on other people.
Yeah,
Yep.
essentially curse you.
Yeah. To do exactly what Kurapika wants you to do.
Mhm.
Or you die. And there's nothing you can do about it. That how do you stop that? How do you stop
You don't
that?
get caught.
Yeah, this judgment chain.
Yeah.
And you also,
How savage?
it's not like he can just do these. Wait, can he use that on anyone?
What,
or
chain?
only the troop?
I feel like that's troop specific. That
No,
feels like
it's
troop-
everyone.
Are you?
Is it?
I know for a fact it's everyone, but I
Well-
can't tell you why I know it's
Well,
everyone.
I was gonna say as of right
Also, that makes sense because
Okay.
we realized that we already discussed it earlier that the chains are the one that are
Chain
specific.
jail.
Yeah, chain jail is the specific condition one. Yeah,
Yeah.
because the whole conversation goes, your chains are gonna be too weak.
Yeah.
They're gonna be too weak. You can't break them.
I'm glad though, Chris, that you brought up that you both actually you brought up that the Phantom Troupe was actually people and redeemable, and you brought up that Uvo wasn't willing
Yeah.
to sell out his comrades at the end of the day because like that's a good trait. And something that this is a little off topic, but something that reminds me of perfectly is
I was about
Kisame
to say
from
that, bro. I was
Naruto,
about to say that.
because Kisame is an evil dude who just killed his comrades basically his whole life. And when he gets to the very end, something he remembers is Itachi telling him that you don't really know the type of person you are until the moment that you die. And Kisame realizes he's not the type of person that's gonna betray his comrades. He's actually gonna have their backs because he chooses to get eaten by his own sharks instead of riding out the Akatsuki. And that's kind of a parallel. Not saying that Naruto stole it from Hunter x Hunter or anything, and definitely not some creepy coincidences here, but Kisame really is just like Uvo, because Uvo, at the end of the day, he wasn't going to sell out his friends. Granted, Uvo has more of a relationship with the Phantom Troupe than Kisame did with the Akatsuki, but it's still, in essence, the same kind of concept, I think. Like, he didn't want to rat him out.
It is the same kind of concept.
And Guy, after that, because Guy, I love this in Naruto, Guy's, like, thing is he forgets his opponent's names.
Yeah.
Like, even Madara, he doesn't remember Madara's name.
Oh.
But when Kisame gets killed, he's like, Kisame, Hoshigaki, I'll never forget that name, because he respects what he did.
But he didn't remember him from the first fight.
Yeah, no, two. He fought him twice before
facts.
and forgot his name. But then when he did that for his comrades, he's like, I can't hate him. And I don't want to say that Kurapika felt that, because Kurapika definitely still hated Uvo, but you could tell that Kurapika was mad when he was punching on him, and just punched him over and over again, because he's like, this makes me feel sick. How can you possibly enjoy this? Because I think he was starting to kind of not so much respect Uvo, but he just didn't, he hates that kind of stuff. Like, at the end of the day.
I feel like they're kind of weird, right? Because so when I'll talk about this when we go forward, because it kind of has to do with what we learn later on when they get captured by the.
Yeah.
Dustin was kind of saying earlier, but I want to get to it first, and then we can talk.
Okay.
Yeah, because we have a lot of episodes to run through.
So after Kurapika essentially murks this, we flip back to Gon and Killua, and they meet with the dude Zephyle. We meet Zephyle.
Yeah. This is what I was asking about earlier.
Yeah, and he is it like what is that thing, like a market?
It's a blind auction.
It's just a blind auction. That's what it's called.
Yeah, so it's you walk up to items and then you bid on them, but you don't get to know how much. It's what Alex does. You don't get to know how much other people bid on it, so that way when the auction ends, it's just whatever the highest price is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Gon notices a knife when they show up. Like, oh, and then Killua's like, that's a Ben's knife, and then he begins to explain how it's like
rare,
and it's enhanced with Nen somehow.
Right. Yeah, because the
creator puts
so much soul into it, and that's what Nen really is.
So then they're like, maybe we should use Gyo on all these items and see what's valuable, and then
smart.
They pick up a couple good things to try to enter it into the auction so they can go.
Yep.
And then Zephyle teaches them some techniques that we soon learn will be useful later on in the plot.
Oh yeah, you saying? Yeah, because they're having a conversation about the wooden vault that nobles would use to hide all their wealth. They're like, so there's a lot of things that people try to do to fraud other people, like cauterization, osmosis, and there was another one. It was like they said something about the fake out, drilling a hole in one, all that stuff.
Mm.
Also, Gon catching interest, like, hey, what do you mean by all this? I want to learn this stuff. I'm like, bro, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna try to cop people out of some
it was
good?
Useful,
Gon's
though.
just
it was useful
about
though.
everything.
I know it was useful.
So you're critiquing him on that moment, but it came in handy.
It did come in handy. You're right. It absolutely did come in handy. But also, we can't ignore the initial intentions that Gon had for asking those questions.
Well, that's just his character. He's curious about everything.
Yeah, absolutely
And
is.
Zephyle even someone said it. They were like, this guy doesn't judge you.
It was
he just
Zephyle.
looks at you. Yeah, what was I love the exact terminology. I wish I remember what it was. Is what Gon looks at you with. It's something curiosity, non-judgmental curiosity. But he said something about it.
He's
and
just genuinely curious. But
yeah.
It could also go bad because if he's curious about something bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's genuine curiosity.
He's like,
it's a complete
what lengths
gray
will you
area.
stop? What lengths will he stop at?
Yeah, it's a complete gray area of a scholarly.
And then moving on,
even though he's still stupid as hell.
they finally see Nobunaga and Machi.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part where we were talking about where they're at the table, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're finally there. And then
Yeah, they Killua or Gon wants to follow him. Killua was against it, but eventually
Killua caves, yeah.
caves in, but with the condition that Killua calls all the shots, specifically calls all the shots. And I thought that was really cool. I was happy to see Killua like taking up that mantle of leading Gon and gang, and now it's Killua and gang.
I like he was very tactical with it too. Because he was like, he didn't have to answer. He was like, if it rings twice, like this means this. If it rings once, that means we're out. Like,
yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was very. He was very cautious. You can see how like genuinely like cautious and kind of scared he is of these people.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I feel like he knows their strength because of basically their reputation that he heard and Hisoka. Like he's had experience with Hisoka, and I guess
I can't remember where did they send Liario off to? Because
they went with Zephyr to the auction because
Yeah.
they knew he wasn't gonna
he
be
was
able
like,
to hide his
go home
presence.
with that, bro.
just go over there. We'll do this. Leave it to the 12-year-olds.
But so they
yeah, leave it to the 12-year-olds.
so they follow Machi and Nobunaga to an obvious trap. You know what I mean? It's obviously a trap.
Yeah.
So they go there and then.
Wasn't specifically a trap. They didn't know who was following them.
Well, I mean, they walk to a dead end, bro.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
they're leading you to a trap. Like
I do like all the props they were giving them along the way. Like they're good at concealing themselves and yada yada and whatnot.
yeah, but the Phantom Troupe.
I loved what Killua did though when he got caught. He just started bouncing off the walls like.
Yeah.
It reminded. It's like, well, I guess it didn't remind me because I saw it first, but like when Deku was jumping off the walls.
I've got a mind blower for you though.
So,
Did they sense Killua and Gon, or did they sense the other Phantom Troop members who were trailing them also?
they said they sensed all of them.
They said they sensed 4.
They didn't
Yeah.
say the exact amount.
No,
but
they said
they
they were
multiple.
multiple. They didn't say like 2 or whatever. They definitely insinuated.
They said it
that
was
there
more than
multiple.
2 though. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, the best way to like do a trap is when the 2 people that are following genuinely have no idea what the hell is going on. They didn't know it was Killua and Gon. They didn't know people were
No,
gonna
well,
follow them.
I
They
like
just
what
kinda
Fink said.
knew.
I like what Fink said. He was like, "Why are you following us?" He was like, "The best way to fool your enemies is to fool your friends."
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I just like because he's like, would you like a helpful hint? And then it's just so ominous when
Yeah, it
they
gets
just
so
look his eye.
intense.
He looks at Killua and Gon, and they just both get scared. And
They
as soon
turn.
as Killua's cornered and the music stops and he just starts bouncing off of the walls, I thought that was cool as hell. But he
Like a
ends up
caged
catching him.
animal.
Yep.
I like how Machi could sense like Gon's little twitch, like that he was about to run.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She just went up right next to him, like, "Don't even try it, bro."
Also, when Killua actually managed to give a nice foot to the one dude's
Oh,
face.
when he spun, yeah.
Yeah, that comes back and whistles like woo.
Yeah.
Nice.
Give him props.
In the form of a
So
whistle.
what's surprising is they take him back to the hideout. They take him back to their base of operations, like these 2
Yeah.
little kids.
And then we're willing to let him leave alive.
Well, the thing was they were trying to figure out if he was with the chain user, and they don't know that Kurapika's the chain user
Yeah,
yet.
they
you know what I mean?
genuinely had no idea. Like,
Yeah, that was actually important though, because Pakunoda asks them, because she has the ability to tell if someone's lying, if
she's a weird looking character.
whether or not they know about the chain
Got a
user.
strong chin.
And she was like,
strong
well, I don't
nose.
think they were lying, or they're really good at lying, because I didn't sense anything. And then Fink started talking about the chain user a little bit. Just recently got his hunter license, just got hired by the Nostrad family, seems to have a vendetta against the troop. And Killua goes, oh snap, this might be Kurapika. And then he was like, shoot, now I have an image of him in my head. So if they use their ability again, they might be able to find out.
Yeah, because he reads memories.
Mhm.
Or
Well-
she reads memories.
Well, when they
Gon still
first
had no
when
idea.
they first walk in, Kurapika notices a familiar face, Hisoka, and he's like, "Oh, I'll play it cool."
Did
Like,
you say Kurapika?
or I mean, Killua. They're K's, man. I'm getting them mixed up. My bad. I'm just.
You're a K.
Yeah, I know.
Come
I'm
on
here.
now.
I'm here.
Yeah, both of them know.
Listen, I know I'm taking Dustin's quip right now, but it doesn't matter. We got Killua sees him, and Hisoka is basically like they both know to play it off, and then
Gon.
little old Gon sees him, and he's
What?
like, "Oh!" And then luckily they've seen Shizuku before, so he's like, "Oh, that's the arm wrestling girl." And
Yeah.
they play it off, and then it gets to what Tommy was talking about.
Yeah, I like how she doesn't even remember.
She's like, "I would never lose in an arm wrestling match."
Yeah. They talk about it that she just when she forgets something, it's gone. It's gone. You cannot bring it back.
And then once they learn about arm wrestling, Nobunaga's like, "Oh, you like to arm wrestle, little kid? Let me beat your ass."
Oh yeah.
And that's when you see that the spiders actually do care about their their own, I guess.
He's crying.
Yeah, but then that tick going off, and he was like, "You can have this empathy for your own people, but no one else. Like you kill all these
A
people."
quality moment, like top tier moment right there.
And it actually, like, I like the anger that he actually shows because of it.
yeah.
And that's
Dude.
does he knows about Kurapika? Like, I know he knows he hates the troop, but does he know that Kurapika's family was killed by them? Because I know he would be mad about that anyway. But like he would be maybe even more mad because like the genocide of his.
I don't think
friend's
they know
family.
yet. I don't think they know yet, but I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
they find out pretty soon.
Yeah.
But
I thought they knew, but I also
I don't think they know why. I think they just know he has a vendetta.
yeah, he just knows.
Yeah.
But now,
probably.
but like he definitely would just get that mad no matter who it was. Like, how are you gonna murder people and then you're gonna be
yeah,
this
you're coming after
hypocritical?
Golan's like basic beliefs in like
And
humanity.
people do that in real life.
Yeah, that's a real
Mhm.
life.
So
thing.
like that's
Mhm.
a very good lesson.
It was a very solid
For
lesson.
sure,
I
bro.
thought it was probably one of the more real lessons. Like that was not like a really like a kid friendly lesson in my opinion. There was a lot of real world like attitude tied with that.
Mm-hmm.
It was really nice. It appreciated the hell out of it. I actually
brings us
clapped.
back
I
down
was
to
like
earth.
I was like
brings us back down to earth.
Talk
Mhm.
about bringing someone back down to earth though. When Phaeton comes up behind him, he's like, "You're getting too cocky."
Yeah.
He's like about to break his arm.
It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
nah. Phaeton's like, you think I'd break his arm first? I'd start with a finger,
yeah.
maybe a nail.
Dude, I rolled my eyes so hard at that.
Why?
He's an edgelord.
You think I would just start with the arm? No.
He sounds like a keyboard warrior.
Something I do like about
Phaeton's like a sadist,
the
bro.
code
He
of
is a sadist.
the code of the criminal though, like they flip for everything. Like the rule, no violence
Oh,
amongst
yeah.
troop
I love the
members.
coin. Yeah, the coin flip. I love that.
Which
was very
Ahsoka's
cool.
like, this won't stop me. I can't read.
I love that. Like, they're like no fighting between group members. So like, anytime they get an altercation, like, what are you gonna fight me? Like, what are you gonna fight me, bro?
No fighting troop members. First scene of the troop, we see Nobunaga and Franklin start boxing over an
Facts,
insult.
facts. But then Nobunaga gets the crazy idea to be like, I'm recruiting Gon. Like, I'm recruiting this guy. I love him.
He wanted both, yeah.
Well, but I feel like he want to go more.
Well,
But-
yeah, because he got the same fighting spear that he got from
Uvo. Yeah.
Uva. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
because he reminded him so much of him.
Enhancers, man.
Enhancers are all the same.
What do you
Probably
what
true.
do you what do you think? So, but they were like, we're not babysitting these kids, so they made Nobunaga babysit them. But my thing is, what do you think Nobunaga's like ability is? Not his ability, but like his category, his nen category.
Oh, his category.
Yeah.
He's got to be well
I'ma
because
say-
we saw a little bit of his power when they were escaping.
I'm gonna say manipulator,
Manipulator.
because like
I think that's pretty close, honestly.
with the
because
sword, it just makes sense to me that because it would basically make the sword an extension of his body.
it was not only just that, but I think
I think he's an emitter.
an emitter.
I feel like I forget what his ability is. I'm not gonna lie to you. But
Well,
I-
we saw a little bit. I don't know if this is a trait of like
I
of
feel
a
like it's-
particular Nen type or if it's just for any Nen user. But when they were, I'm jumping ahead a little bit just because it's related to like with the power I saw. But when they were escaping, he took his 10 aura and then stretched it out to a very thin bubble so he can sense anything that comes.
Yeah, the
within it.
typical like stereotypical
Bro.
samurai trope ability where
Not-
they're
it is a
they
typical
just
samurai
stand
trope.
there and they're like, if you step within my zone, I will cut you
That's what I'm
down.
saying.
Remember,
That's why
remember
I feel like
Overlord.
it's yeah,
But
exactly.
no, he made it go out more.
I
Remember,
think that
because
would be
he said
admitting.
because he trained by sitting under a tree and counting each leaf that fell
Yep.
into his end.
Yep. Which is also very
So he
samurai
extended
like.
his range.
That's a
cool,
cool,
but it's very cool how you train.
But
and-
before that, or not, yeah. So when Gon and Killua are like, we're gonna escape, he's blocking the door. How do we do it? Gon was like, somebody taught us something about getting out a different way.
They literally argue they literally argue like, what's that word? What is it? What is it?
But it's funny because he's trying to get Killua to pick up on it, and usually Gon is the slow one.
Yeah.
But Killua is being all. You want to talk about edgelord? Killua is the freaking edgelord.
Oh, yeah,
dude. He's all like, Gon, I'm gonna attack him, and even when I die, I want you to go. And Gon's like, no. And he's like, what? Stop being stubborn. And he's like, you're not allowed to say that you're gonna die.
did he
He's like,
punch him?
You just said, yeah, he punches him.
Yeah.
He's like, you just said earlier that you would die. I'm allowed to. You're not. And he's
Yeah.
like, huh? And
Like, you're the one who thinks things through.
Yeah, Nobunaga started laughing. He was like, yeah, good luck trying to use logic on an enhancer.
Yeah.
And he
yeah.
breaks through the wall, and Gon, smart as hell, breaks 2 holes through the wall. So Nobunaga runs through both holes, and Gon goes behind him and skates.
And even smarter big brain goes out into the hallway and says, "Hey, I think we can fight him."
Yeah,
Yeah, and then
he was dead
so
ass.
that made him stop and was like, "I'm gonna find them," but they
Yeah.
were already running away.
Yeah. They're like, you
Don't
should know,
feel like he really could've beat him, though.
literally Joe starred that dude. They're like,
Time for my secret ability.
Fuck.
What's that?
Hoof it.
He like ran in a circle first.
Yeah. It's so hilarious. Yeah. So, oh yeah, that's the final shot of where we got
where we are
at.
now.
Is them booking it
Yep.
out of that.
And
Phantom
Gon's like,
Hideout.
I think we really could have beat him.
It was a wild ride. I did want to watch more naturally, but there was a part of me that thought like, what if somehow I don't ever think there would have been possibility.
Well,
of
a question for
Gon
you is,
joining,
what do you
but-
think? Like, so we're obviously just in the middle of some shit. Like, that's where we left off. We're in the middle of some shit.
Yeah.
What do you think happens next?
Well, they already said that they were gonna try to find Kurapika because they want to learn. They need to get their trademark ability. That's what both of them agreed on. Because Kurapika now has his
They figure
trademark ability.
he can give them some better
He can
information.
teach them. Yeah, he can teach them or make them help them understand that you have to really believe in something or whatever. Maybe set a condition, rule, whatever. So obviously they're gonna do that. They're gonna go meet up with Kurapika. That's the first deal. I don't know what anyone
What
else.
about
is
the
gonna
Phantom
do.
Troupe? What do you think the Phantom Troupe's gonna do? Because obviously, like, Gon escaped.
I don't think they're gonna care. I think they're just gonna like call. They're gonna call him a dumbass for letting them escape. But I don't think he's gonna like get any more punishment than that because they still just think they're just like 12-year-old kid nothing. They might give him a little props for being able to escape from him, but I don't think they're gonna like. They might view him as a little more of a danger, but I don't think they're really gonna care. I think they're still gonna focus on their goals. And
And isn't
worrying
there still
about-
another auction happening?
Yeah, they're continuing.
So how do you feel about that? What do you think's gonna go down there, bro?
What do I think is gonna go down there?
Yeah, because it's obviously.
I don't know.
still
Probably the
happening.
mafia being stupid as hell again.
Do you think Gon and Killua are gonna get Greed Island?
I'm convinced that they're gonna get Greed Island, but they're not gonna pay a single cent for it.
Valid point there.
Yeah, I think they're
So
gonna
basically,
get
what you're saying is they're trying to raise all this money for nothing.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I think it is. I think they're not actually gonna buy it. They might get enough money and go to the auction, but I think some way somehow the Phantom Troupe are gonna crash the auction. They're not gonna spend any of their money, and then Gon's like, it's just gonna steal it. Gon's gonna steal it. Gon's gonna steal Greed Island.
So what are your final thoughts on the 12 episodes?
Amazing.
The beginning of the Yorknew arc. What's your impression?
Absolutely fantastic. I could see why it's like one of your favorite arc of the show.
That was only like the beginning of it.
Yeah, dude, this is like so it's really well done. It felt like you said it was 12 episodes.
We've watched 12 so far.
Dude, it felt longer than 12 episodes. There was just so much like happening, but it's not like hard. It wasn't like compounded on each other. It was very still easy to watch and watch through, but there was just so much. There wasn't a lot of just downtime. There was things moving, things getting built up, hype being built up.
And you
really
learned
good.
about a lot of characters.
You learned about a lot of things, and some really ruthless.
Like we even missed a couple characters, like Squalla, the dude with the dogs.
Oh yeah.
I forget the dude's name with the
There was also the chick that kissed people and
Yeah,
made her
yeah.
slave.
Got clapped up.
Yeah, she did. We didn't even see her death.
Yeah,
Yeah, you did. She got
Did
shot
we?
by Franklin.
No,
that's
she
right.
didn't. She ran out, and then Shizuku hit her with
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah,
vacuum,
yeah, yeah.
and then sucked her
Oh
up.
yeah, that's
The other
right.
dude got clapped. My fault.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
We talked
right.
about that though.
Why was that guy even there? Just to be her slave?
Who?
Like, I didn't remember seeing, like, there was, like, 3 of them.
Which guy?
There was the guy that had the Nen balloons, and then there
then
was
the
the
husky dude?
girl, and then there was a husky dude.
Yeah,
But I don't remember, like, the husky dude being a bodyguard.
he was. He was at the mansion at first when they first started. They started at the mansion to test them.
Yeah.
He was there. He has like the Kuwabara haircut.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about the test at all, but I don't really think it was that
Yeah,
relevant.
it's all good. We flew right past it, bro.
I don't think it was really that relevant. It was very.
It was just cool
short.
that to figure out like that they were being kind of tricked the whole time and see how perceptive kind of Kurapika is.
that was
Even
good
though
to
we already
see.
knew, but like got to see more.
Mm.
Tommy, do you have any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I like how a lot of this went. I think we learned a lot about the characters, Kurapika mainly. And we've seen Kurapika's kind of willing to do whatever it takes to get this revenge. Like, if you remember another scene that we kind of breezed by. He's talking to Melody, and I guess we kind of talked about it. It's around when she's telling him about the demon flute, and she ends up asking Kurapika why he's so high strung all the time when the Scarlet Eyes get mentioned, and Kurapika tells her, and then Melody can basically tell that Kurapika would be willing to kill her if she was like, I'm gonna go tell. And Melody's an innocent person at this point, and that just completely goes against Kurapika's tenets of like helping people honestly and like the kind of person he is. So it just goes to show you how deep rooted he is in this revenge plot. And I mean, just this only the surface has been scratched so far.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I guess that's it, you guys.